Well, honestly, I knew that I would probably be making this video during the Austin Major, but I didn't think that it would be in the first game that Vitality play. But Vitality have officially lost their 30-game winning streak in this opening best-of-1 versus Legacy. And no, I didn't say that wrong. It's Legacy. Not Mouse Sports, not Spirit, not even FaZe Clan, but they have lost to Legacy. And it wasn't even a close game. So I want to go ahead and jump into this demo review and talk about how we can go from a dominant pistol round victory to a smashing 13-3 for Legacy. And we'll get to that right after a quick word from SkinsMonkey. Now, if you're not familiar with SkinsMonkey, this is a trade site that allows you to take some of the old and crusty skins out of your inventory, and you can actually trade them in for something a little bit new, a little bit shinier than what you have right now. And it's really easy to do this, actually. All you need to do is log in through Steam, pick the skins that you don't want to use anymore, grab the ones that you do, and then click trade. All trades will pretty much happen immediately, and any balance that you don't use in your trade actually stays on the site for you to use for any future trades that you decide to do. And right now, if you use the link in the description, you can actually get a 35% deposit bonus, and that's good for up to $100. So let's say you deposit $100, you would actually get $135 on the site if you use my link. So make sure you check out SkinsMonkey, and let's hop right back into the video. So of course, Vitality, being the best team in the world, are going to come into this pistol round showing no respect. We already saw that in the intro. They were just fighting Banana before ultimately Legacy decided that they are forced to go A, but of course Vitality is going to strangle them out. They have no chance, and Vitality will open up this best of one with their first round. Now enjoy this site, because this is the last time that you're going to see Vitality winning for a while. Now, Legacy is a team that many people have completely written off at every stage in the major, including myself. I had them picked for 0-3 in stages 1 and 2, but I learned my lesson for this stage at least. But either way, this is a team that has just been riding off of momentum and the fact that they really aren't even supposed to be at this major, and I'm not even being mean. They actually did not qualify, and if you haven't seen all of the drama with the substitute team situation, Bestia is a team that was supposed to be at this major, but of course, infamously, they submitted their visas late, so Blast chose to replace them with Legacy. Now, the reason I bring all of this up is because Legacy kind of have something that's hard to show in a demo review, and it's kind of like hard to prove in general. They have momentum and the power of having nothing to lose, which makes every team play better. If you watch a lot of CS, you hear about the dead team buff. That's a real thing. When you have nothing to lose, you play like you have nothing to lose, and it's really scary in the server. So let's talk about this round. This is actually a really cool round from Legacy. So what they do is they let Vitality take Banana. We already saw that it was just a standard 3-man take. We'll talk more about that in future rounds, but they're actually going to be sitting outside of Banana in this T-steps area before they're going to throw a CT smoke from outside of the T-spawn where Sodson is, and then they're going to do a delayed B-rush. Now, the idea of this is just as simple as you're seeing. Once Vitality takes Banana, it's very common to just leave one person here to maintain pressure in towards top car, jump spotting, recycling the smoke bottom Banana, and so that way you can have 4 people towards A. It's a concept known as cheating, and you hear that, not cheating like spin botting like you're thinking, but cheating a 4th player towards A. The problem is that Legacy is going to be rushing B, and you can see that the rotates are actually not in the best spot to help Flames. So they're going to get into the site here, but Flames is of course not a stranger to holding the B site, and he's actually going to start this off really well with support from Apex. But this is where things go wrong. It's a 5v3 on B site Inferno, and we're not watching Falcons, but somehow we're going to see them lose this one again. So I think there was a little bit of disconnect in the communication here for Vitality, and Flames is going to have Mezzi run through the smoke here. The problem is that Flames goes down at the exact same time that Mezzi comes through the smoke, which means that they're now in a 3v3, and Legacy knows that Apex was here. So you can see them all lining up here so that they can all triple peek Apex, and just like that, they're going to be in a favorable advantage to 3v2, and they're going to play this very, very smart. They're just making sure that Zywoo has to come deep into these angles. They know that it's not likely that they have a kit, or if they do, it's not going to be retrievable. And as you can see, they're going to win this one despite Rops's best efforts. Again, like I said, no kit, so they're just playing time, and there you go. Legacy are going to steal the second round, and they're going to use that momentum to run away with the rest of this half. So let's look at this round. Of course, Vitality are buying back in, and what their plan is they're waiting for Legacy to take top car before ultimately flashing back in with the coffin flash. Almost everybody knows this one. So when they see the sandbags molly, they think that that means somebody could be car, so they call for the flash, and here they come. They're creeping around the corner, and the flash will go off. and they don't see anything. So they're going to smoke off half wall. And again, this is just a general banana philosophy. Now, I think Legacy actually has another set strat that they're trying to run here at a quick B end, because here comes a deep molly. And actually you'll see, well, you can't see anything because I'm blind, but they were actually trying to do a boost right here where Dumao might come over and clear. And if they got that kill, I think that they would have went. But since Dumao missed the boost, it's actually going to cause them to cancel the strat, and Flames is going to sit here. Now, off of all of this noise that's being made in towards banana, I think Vitality are actually expecting them to still be floating around here, maybe setting up an exec. So after Zaiwu was clearing this arch gap, he's actually going to gamble back in towards B in hopes of maybe a B execute. But of course, this is the wrong call, and this is going to happen every once in a while in CS. You can just make the wrong call. Legacy is going to punish this perfectly. They're going to go right into an arch trap. This is going to basically punish exactly the setup that Vitality are in. It's only Rops, it's only Mezzi, and they get absolutely handled, forcing Vitality to ultimately save. Now, in these demo reviews, we like to talk a lot about conditioning, and this round has no purpose to my demo review video except for one thing. This is a half buy where we're again going to see Vitality run some sort of triple B. They're trying to fight and contest this early top car pressure like they did in the previous round, and this is another example of them showing Legacy that they are doing this. And this only means a couple of things to Legacy. At first, it means that Vitality like to start 3B, which means that Arch might be weak later, but it also means that they could go for something where they try to trade out in towards fast halls or in towards fast lane. Keep an eye out for that later. Moving on to round 5, we're going to skip the early part of the default and talk about the end of the round. So we have Vitality on a buy round, and they're going to choose to play aggressive in bracket. This is a really good call. As you see, Mezzi's actually disrespecting the arch smoke to play with his teammates. Now, Lotto is going to throw a Molotov from Boiler, as you see here, to molly off Zaiwu, but Rops is actually playing for this exact play. He's going to push and kill Lotto as he's throwing that. Now, in his mind, this is disconnecting the halls part of this bracket take, right? Normally, when you do a bracket take, you have somebody in Boiler that can come out and swing, or maybe come out long haul late. Now, Lotto is one of the players that's always in halls, so Zaiwu is still trying to help the mid fight of this, not the apps fight of this. But Nisam knows that because Rops is the pit player and he just got a kill in Boiler, that it's extremely unlikely that anyone is holding for halls, and so he's going to take this timing and he's going to walk out and punish Zaiwu, and that's really not going to be good because now Mezzi has been caught rotating out, and they know that Rops is in Boiler, so they can walk right up lane for free and plant the bomb, which is exactly what they're going to do. This is just a completely unfortunate round for Vitality. They get caught off guard, which is very rare. This is the best team in the world we're talking about, but it's actually just a heads up play from Legacy. Now we have another round in towards B. It's going to be a half buy with the saved guns, and here we have a really cool strat from Vitality. So as you can see, we have a top car smoke from Legacy. This is just something that lands like this. Legacy would like to throw this smoke, so again, they can do this boost that they've been doing, but overall it's so that they can lurk around the corners of this and take banana without any real issues. Now, once Flame sees this, he's actually going to make a really cool call where he's going to have Apex throw the coffin flash like we just talked about, but he's going to nade the smoke at the same time. It's a really cool idea, but unfortunately they don't see anything, but I just wanted to include that so you could see some of the layers that they have. Now, ultimately, that doesn't actually change the strat for Legacy. They still want to do this B exec, and they've already done their bracket pressure. Lux is calling it clear right now, so they can go for this B exec. Vitality, once again, on a half buy, have leaned 3 towards B, and it's actually looking pretty promising for them. They even have got another fresh smoke on this banana entrance, so they want to take advantage of that. And what you're going to see here is Apex is going to flash himself through, knowing that they have to come through on this timing. He has a free kill on anybody coming through. However, when he comes through, he's going to get immediately destroyed by Dumao, who is full blind running. That's just unlucky. Like, genuinely, that's just unlucky. And after Flames watches his teammate go down like that, there's not really much else to do. Dumao comes out of the smoke, he goes down, and Mezzi again runs through the smoke trying to be a hero, and he gets put down. So Vitality, once again, are forced to just save, and we go on to the next round. Now, do you remember how we talked about how Vitality have been doing these 3B starts? We actually saw this exact round already where Apex was throwing this flash. Well, Legacy also caught on to that. So if they're starting 3B, that means that they're going to be weak in certain areas. So Lotto and his teammate Nisam are going to be walking in towards halls here, and Sodson and Lux are walking up mid. Now they've thrown this smoke in middle right here called the Fnatic smoke, and they're actually going to use it to get some info. As you can see, hold on, which one is Sodson? It's this one. He's actually boosted up to see in towards lane, and they don't spot anyone, so they know that their plan can actually work out perfectly. Since they don't see anyone under balcony, they know it's extremely likely that Rops is playing his his signature spot in towards pit. This angle right here is very common for Robs to be, and I think there could be a little bit of anti-stratting going on here because look at what they do. Since they know that it's likely 2A and they know that Robs is likely here, they actually boost up so they can maybe catch the tip of his head here, and they do. And Robs, he gets spotted and absolutely dealt with. Off the back of that, Sodson's actually going to nade this mid smoke before coming up here and hitting, I don't even know what this is, shot onto ZywOo. And I mean, from ZywOo's perspective, I actually, you know what, let's just watch this from Robs and ZywOo's perspective. Just look at how they die here. Robs is just going to be chilling. He doesn't spot anything before he just gets absolutely clobbered from a head boost. And then ZywOo, God help him, he can't do anything about that, and that's going to be another round where it's just Mezzi trying to be a hero, but he can't really do anything except for just go safe, so that's what they're going to do. Now at this point, it should be clear to Vitality that they need to change their B setup so that there's only 2 players here. So Apex calls for a really cool start to the round where he's going to have Flames throw the retake set of utility towards top car. Drops the molly over to him. You can seal this lineup. You line up in the center here, middle click throw at the top of this pipe, and then you're going to left click throw this molly. I know I just did a Austin CS short in the middle of my video, but the idea is really cool. So what's going to happen is you're going to get this smoke on top of the boost here so Dumao can't see, and then the molly to make sure that nobody comes through. Now off the back of that, Apex is actually going to flash. That way Flames can clear in front, but they get spammed. There's really nothing you can do about that. That's just unlucky. But at this stage in the game, that's extremely tilting. And now Apex is looking for that utility. He decides to smoke it off. But Legacy know that there's only 2 people here, so they want to go now before the rotates can get here. Look at, they're on their way fast. So Apex is in trouble. He's actually going to throw all of his utility, and he tries to get in front of the CT smoke, but it doesn't matter. He gets spammed again. Yeah, it's really hard to play against a team like this because they're just shooting every single smoke and they're just getting spammed. And even though ZywOo tries his best, Mezzi tries to be a hero yet again. Can't do it, and well, you know what happens from here. Another save for Vitality right into round number 9. Now this is going to be a different look yet again from Vitality. You know what they said? We're tired of letting Legacy take banana. This time we are going to take it. So here's what happens. Flames is sitting here. They got the coffin flash, very similar start as per usual, but this time they're going to take car and then they're going to take banana. Apex actually has a nice set of utility that he's throwing here. He's going to throw a car flash this time instead of a coffin flash. Here comes the utility. Flames is coming down. They don't see anything. They want to make sure they nade the left side. It's all according to plan here, and they're pretty comfortable with that. They would call that a successful banana take. No, they actually haven't cleared out Lux, but as far as they're concerned, they've done enough to make it so that Legacy now needs to react towards A, which is exactly why Mezzi is on his way there, and also Apex now. However, Legacy is not afraid, and they're just going to walk back up. Since Lux was never cleared, he says, you know what, we're just going to go for another B exec. We've already had a lot of success, so we don't see any issue with it. And well, they really shouldn't. So Apex is going to drop another smoke. He does the exact same thing, gets in front of the smoke. This time he picks a different spot, but he still takes quite a bit of damage, and he dies again to the spam. Now Flames is going to try to edge the side of this coffin smoke, but well, he's going to get spammed as well, and it's going to leave it on to Mezzi, and he's going to try to be a hero one more. Okay, you guys see the theme here? It's literally a bunch of the same round. So when all the madness is said and done, it's 8-1, and I think Legacy saw Vitality call this timeout before this round, and they said, you know what, we've been doing so much at B, let's try to run that strat that we ran earlier, that one strat where we op ZywOo and we boosted to kill Rops, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to start the round, throw a little banana pressure before ultimately deciding to go for the same exact strat. This time Rops is in a different spot though. He has not gotten a chance to play this game too much. He got anti-stratted one round, and the rest of the round his teammates at B have folded. So this time they finally come to him, and he will not let them down. He gets a nice 2K. This is exactly what we're expecting to see. The nade is on top, and this round does not get out of hand. Mezzi gets a 2K from Arch, and it's over just like that. Vitality get a second. Now, in my recent reviews, we've been talking a lot about the mental side of things, and I think that winning a round like that's going to relieve a lot of pressure off of Vitality. So they're going to go back to stuff that they think should be working, since they are literally the best team in the world. And this time, Apex is going to call for ZywOo to start B. This is how you can get the best of both worlds. You can start 3B. I don't know why I hear fire. Just ignore that. You can get the best of all worlds. You have ZywOo starting the op at B, and we can deny that early aggression that Legacy has been throwing every single round, but we don't have to compromise. And look, ZywOo even gets a kill onto Dumao through half wall. Everything is going swimmingly. However, Flames is going to get ticked in the flames, ironically, and because Sodson hears ZywOo still spamming, he knows that Flames is all alone in sandbags, and he's not afraid. He's genuinely not afraid. He just goes up and he kills him. And that's the problem, because you know what I just saw? Well, I saw Flames dying sandbags and ZywOo got a kill. Now, nameplating would say one thing and one thing only. That means that 3 people started B and the opper's not A. So immediately they're going to accelerate off of the fact that they know that there's only 2 people A. And you can even see how Nisam is. He knows that they need to go here. He jiggles out and he spots Robs. He absolutely destroys him. And they know that there's only one person here. And since that's the pit player, he's the person responsible for this side of the map. They know he has to be Arch, so Mezzi needs to be a hero once again. Look at them. They're all looking here. And to Mezzi's credit, he will get 2 this time, but it's going to be a 2v2 that you absolutely have to win if you are Vitality. Now, let's take a look at what ZywOo's doing. He's just thrown a lurk smoke that could threaten that he could walk through the smoke. This is really simple. He just wants to make it look like maybe he could sneak and get in on this box right here. On this box. Don't forget that one. Or maybe he can sneak around graveyard. Let's let the smoke bloom a little bit. That way you can see a little bit better what we're talking about. And he just needs to bait for Apex. And to Apex's credit, he's actually going to come up here and absolutely flatten Sodzin. Which means that now Lotto's in a 1v2 where he can use the smoke that ZywOo threw to do this exact play, to get on top of this box. And he's going to isolate this fight onto Apex. And since ZywOo threw this smoke a while ago, it's going to fade at the absolute worst time. And Lotto's going to catch ZywOo completely inaccurate and win the 1v2, and that's going to be 9 for Legacy. So since Legacy are running on all of the momentum in the world, they decide that they want to go for another fast B play, but this time Flames is going to shut them down. Now, of course, since they know that it's going to be 3B, since Mezzi got an assist and somebody was throwing flashes for them, Nisam is going to try to take this timing to walk in towards Arch. Again, this is the only way that they can win this round, but ZywOo's going to get the better of him, and that's going to be the end of this half. Vitality will shut it down and get a 3rd. And the final round, actually, that was their last round. This is going to be the pistol. It's going to be Apex searching B, trying to find a 3B setup, which is exactly what he finds. And we talked about this on gun rounds, but it's a pretty common theme whenever there's 3 people B, that Arch will be gapped. So the pistol for Vitality starts off really strong, and ZywOo's actually going to hit a really nice shot onto this Apps player here, which is going to mean that they're in some serious trouble. It's all on Sods, and he needs to try to get a little bit of damage to make this retake possible. He's going to find the kill onto Robs before he swings lane, and he takes down ZywOo, and it's going to be simple from here. The Vitality guys are really panicking. They're just trying to isolate any duel that they can. Mezzi and Flames are going to actually just run at this Arch player. You can see it's really desperate. They just want to get this one kill. They've completely left the site. They left the bomb, and it won't even matter. Flames doesn't even get this kill. They even go for the knife. You see, the mental is just so good for Legacy, and it's really hard to beat a team when they're at this stage of the game. Now, obviously, Vitality are going to force after losing the pistol round, and Legacy knows that they're probably going to come in banana, so they're going to call a setup that might look a little bit familiar to you, which is going to be this 3B setup where we have somebody holding the coffin flash. But Legacy has a really good idea. As you see, they just traded a flash so that he can have 2. He's going to throw this set of utilities so that way that they can flash Dumao to peek in towards top car. This one's Dumao. Look at this. He spots him out. Flash comes in, and he's going to get a kill. But that's only the first part of the strat, because now they're going to back up into sandbags and corner, and they're actually going to flash to refight top car as 3. And look at them. They look silly. They're running through the smoke. There's nothing they can do, and it's just an absolute cleanup from Legacy. This round was beautiful from start to finish, and I just got to give them credit where it's due. So the best team in the world is up against it. They're on the ropes. It's 11-3, and they call a timeout to discuss a strategy here, and it's just going to be simple banana control, and they're going to try to get ZywOo to use his hero AK. And generally, I do like this strategy, but while they're cooking it up here, they're actually going to decide to just go A. They have no real grenades, and look at them. They're all grouped up 5 here, and they're going to walk A. Now, while they're walking A, let's talk about this result in general. Now that the Vitality win streak is officially over, it's just insane to think about it. They won 30 series in a row, and some people are saying that this one doesn't count because it's only a best of 1, and if it was a best of 3, they would have won it. I do generally agree with that sentiment, by the way, but I do think that we should count it because, I mean, at the end of the day, that majors are the most important tournaments of the year, and a loss is still a loss. Now, with that being said, I do actually think that they weren't on their A game, and there is still a chance that Legacy could have upset them in a best of 3. And a round like this really proves my point, because here's a round where they were about to exec B, and everybody could tell it. If you were looking at radar, you would have seen 5 people here. So off of all the pressure, and there only being 30 seconds left, Sodzin's going to gamble walk through the arch smoke, and right now, he probably thinks that he's a genius. He thinks he's about to be walking down mid, he's going to be flanking Banana, and it's going to be a round 1 for them. They're, of course, riding off of momentum. Everything that they're doing is working. However, right here, he's actually going to get caught, and that's going to be a door opened for Vitality. It's just going to be Nisam and Lux. They need to hold off this hit, and to be honest, they do a pretty decent job. Nisam is going to get 1 kill. Lux will also get 1 as well, but at the end of the day, it's a 3v2, and this round should be unlosable. It's the best team in the world. Just gotta hold on to this post plant on A site. Really, there shouldn't be anything. About 20 seconds left on the bomb here, and honestly, they're probably expecting Legacy to be saving. Given that it is Inferno and they are the underdog team, I would have expected it too. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that Mezzi gets caught completely off guard. I will say, not even looking is crazy, but he goes down. And now you see the problem here is the disconnect in the communication, because Rops is now in a little bit of trouble. He's stuck backside, and Zywoo is just full hiding. They must have said, just hide and play time. So Rops decides to back up. The problem is that he's actually visible to Dumao right now. Like, he's completely visible. This is how CS works with geometry. Of course, Dumao's POV, Rops' POV. Dumao's POV, Rops' POV. And he's going to go down. Now, it's only Zywoo win a 1v2, and, well, to be honest, he has no bullets, so they just lost an unlosable 3v2, and I really think this is a sign of the times. Like, Vitality came into this specific match not feeling very hot, so I gotta be honest, they weren't playing their best CS. Their streak could have ended today regardless. As this is going to be the last round of the game, and Apex is just going to be defaulting in Banana, and he's going to get the better of Dumao. It's actually a really good start for Vitality, and even at this point, I still wouldn't say that it's impossible for them to come back. However, this is where things get pretty crazy. This refight from Legacy is the reason why they deserve to win this map. So what Lux is going to do is he's going to flash off the angle to make sure that nobody is peeking him, so he can throw this molly right here, and that molly, of course, is going to land towards top car. Now, in the meantime, Lotto is fighting to make sure that anybody running towards the right side will get caught, so that's exactly what happened, as you see here. But that molly is actually going to force Mezzi to have to also fight, and now he's going to be stuck, and Lux also nades the left side as well. Now, it doesn't do any damage, but the idea is still so sick. And as you can see, they're going to get a kill. They're not even done yet. They're still fighting, playing very, very in their face. And it's beautiful. I actually really, really enjoyed that refight. Now it's a 3v4, and Zywoo's going to open it up by throwing the worst coffin smoke of all time, and they're just going to contact in. They need to rely on Zywoo one time to crack open this bomb site, who admittedly has had a really good game. They just kind of avoided him on CT side. He's going to get 1 before traded by Lux, and then Lux is going to get a dink, but also go down. But again, it's Rops and Flames in a 2-on-2. I favor them all day of the week to win this. There's really just no way they should be losing, but Legacy does a really good job at applying the pressure here. They're just jiggling, trying to get info, and they get the kill onto Flames before Rob steps through, and he is the only person that can separate this Vitality streak from dying, but he can't do anything, and Legacy are going to run away with it, ending the streak 30-0, and that's how the major starts for Vitality. If you guys did enjoy this review, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and tell me what games you guys want me to watch next. I've really been enjoying covering this major. You guys have been absolutely insane with the support on this series, so yeah, that's all I have to say. Just genuinely, much love, and I'll see you guys in the next one.